How lucky can one guy be? I kissed her and she kissed me. Like the fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head? Her room was all dressed in black. I hugged her and she hugged back. Like the sailor said, quote, ain't that a hole in the boat? My head keeps spinning. I go to sleep and I'm grinning. If this is just the beginning, my life is gonna be beautiful. A little bit of Dean Martin celebrating 60 feet of Cadillac Fleetwood, or near enough as to make no difference, the way the Brits would say it. My cylinder count, Joe Souchere, my cylinder count is huge right now. Lots and lots of V8s around this place. But there we go. The family reunion. And pretty much the last time these three are going to be together, because the burgundy one has sold. And it is going to go to a gentleman who has fulfilled his obligations and paid, who happens to live in Arizona. And so the beautiful burgundy Fleetwood is taking off to Arizona. The burgundy has 46,000 miles and it's in the best shape of the trio. And I've done a video on it, and that's probably what led it to be sold. But it's in really quite good shape. And it drives the best of the three. It drives the newest of the three. But it's going to somebody who loves Fleetwoods. And I'm happy, very happy to hear that. The white Fleetwood, I just did a introduction to that one last week. That one has about 100,000 miles on it. You remember from the last video that the odometer went out, and so I had to track the number of oil changes from when the odometer failed to arrive at approximately plus or minus 100,000 miles. And it drives really well, but I can tell that it doesn't quite drive as tightly as the 46,000 mile car. And this, the blue one, is my newest acquisition. It has about 75,000 miles. I've just begun the process of sort of sorting it out. It's got a few old car issues. I mean, again, these are 26, 27-year-old vehicles. So things wear out and need attention. The thing that has me most sort of perplexed right now is the roof, the vinyl roof. I think they waxed it. I think they put like literally, turtle wax on it or something. And because it's certainly not torn or anything, and if I just sort of rub at it a bit, it gets blue again. So I think it'll need a good cleaner and a good wax. But this one at 75,000 miles is also in very good shape. It doesn't have any wear here, which sometimes they get little, holes in there, but it does have the dreaded B-pillar wear here, and there's just a couple little spots, and then the big spot here. This is really common on the Fleetwoods. But the rest of it, the carpets I think could be cleaned, and I'll do that. The rest of it's in very good shape. No dash pad cracks. And the interior, I love this blue. It's polarizing. Some people don't like it. I rather do like it. Blue happens to be my favorite color. And this baby blue is wonderful. And I wish you could smell this car. I've commented in the past how these cars smell like leather. This one does too, but it has the distinct whiff of, I don't know how to put it other than old lady perfume. It's got the, I don't know, walk down the Walgreens aisle. So let's take this one for a spin. And I gotta get belted up. I'm not so good at this. Come on, there we go. And we can see 75,000 miles or so on the dashboard. I've only had this car for about a week, a little over. I had the oil changed and the fluids checked right away. And everything's good there. Car actually doesn't leak anything, which is kind of nice. This one has the, I guess, the newer stereo with a CD player, and in '96 they must have moved to individual bass and tenor or treble control, which the previous 95s don't have. And I'm gonna turn it over. And of course they pop over real fast when they're in good operating condition, and this one's no different. It's a little warm out. I'm gonna get the air conditioning going. Oh, it is going, good. And we're gonna back up the land yacht. 3 of these. Isn't that something? I quite like them. And I like buying them, owning them for a bit, tinkering, improving, and then selling eventually after I get to drive them and own them for a while and enjoy them. So this one drives beautifully, just like the other two. The Vogues are a little old, and so they make a little bit of noise. They're not the quietest. I don't know if you'll hear a whoop, 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 whoop. No clunks, no rattles, drives beautifully. I'm going to switch off the traction control, which I've started to like to do on these cars sometimes. Traction control, if you recall, is down here in the dash, or in the glove box. So you hit that button and then the traction control light comes on, and it looks like I'm clear. And I'm clear, but again, that is uphill. So when I give this thing the beans, just have an understanding that it's a bit uphill. Even though it is accelerating quickly, we're going uphill. And I'm gonna load the brakes just a little bit because it's kind of fun. Okay, that was maybe a little bit more fun than I needed to have. Now maybe I can't post this thing on YouTube. Who knows? I didn't mean to spin them quite that much, but man, these LT ones, they've got torque. And it's right down low where you want it. And of course, that's what happens when you give it the beans and you load the brakes a little bit. They just go. I don't want to talk about the big pile of smoke. Well, rubber smoke. The tires, like I said, they're a bit old, probably getting close to 10 years old at this point. And so the rubber gets kind of hard and makes it a little bit easy to spin the tires. So here I am terrorizing the neighborhood in 60 feet of Fleetwood. So this one drives beautifully too. Like I said, I haven't even really begun the sorted out process, but I start to make a list of things that I think they could use, and then that helps sort of direct the mechanic so that when I bring it in, he knows what to do. So there's Lake Minnetonka again. It's a nice day. The boats are going to be out on the water today, I'm pretty sure. Nice in Minnesota in April would be about 65 degrees. So 65 and sunny is a nice enough day in Minnesota whereby people will get their boats on the water. I'm not quite that brave, so I haven't been on the water yet. I need it to be closer to 80 before I start to consider putting the boat on the water. However, I will put the boats on the land, my 3 land yachts, and these are wonderful to drive. Very nautical. They drive quietly, smoothly. You know, there's nothing quite like the Fleetwoods in the sense that they have a bit of oomph, as you saw, and yet they have the old luxury, the old-fashioned luxury car ride. I mean, even the big engines in the 70s, you know, they were so detuned that they just didn't have a lot of power. So this would, you know, handily outrun a Cadillac with a 500 V8, for instance. I mean, stock, right? You can, you know, any car can be juiced. So here is the home of the 3. And the burgundy one goes away. And I'm left with only 2. Which one do I keep? Because I think I do want to get myself down to 1. But this blue one is very beautiful to me, and the white one is very beautiful to me, and I don't know which one to keep. So stay tuned. I hope y'all have a nice day.